What's up, everybody? This is Scott. Welcome back to another video. Well, this is the second installment of a video that I have filmed everything on a mobile device. It is the Google Pixel 3 XL, and also the second video I've ever recorded and edited on using a Pixelbook as the editing machine. However, I'm going to make some improvements based on some of the feedback that I got, plus also just kind of knowing what the new process is. So in this video, you're going to see a little more overlay of B-roll, way more than what I did last time, kind of with the Pixelbook and the Pixel 3 XL. It's really going to ring true. All of what you see from an A and B-roll perspective will still be filmed on a mobile device using kind of a handheld grip, maybe a DJI Osmo Mobile 3. This time I actually said it right, so I'm pretty proud of myself. Yeah, pretty awesome. And I'm also going to tell you about some of the improvements that I've made as well. So one of the first things I talked about, and I recorded 4 times in the first video, was the audio either didn't sync or it was popping. It just didn't sound great. Full disclosure, this is now the 5th recording that I've done of this particular video shoot. And out of frame is the Rode Wireless Go. I still suffered from the popping issue. I had the mic here, and I put the mic here, and I put it on my belly, and then I put it over there, and then I tried a whole different mic. It was a mess. I think I've got this system, if it's popping right now, to be completely honest, just to hell with it. I'm gonna just keep it the way that it is. So sorry if it's popping, hopefully it's not. The second thing I did from an improvement production perspective, say that 3 times fast, is I'm filming on the rear camera of the Google Pixel 3 XL. So yeah, I definitely can't see myself at all. I'm literally staring at the back of my phone. I just hope that I hit record, because I don't actually know. So if it goes in and out of focus, still trying to work out the kinks with that. Sorry about that. But the quality should be a little bit better, because before I was filming with just the front selfie cam in 1080p at 30 frames a second, but now I'm filming in 4K at 30 frames a second. So hopefully it sounds better and it looks better compared to my first one. Not saying the first one was bad, it's just this one should be a little bit better. The editing on the Pixelbook is not nearly as bad as I thought it would be. The machine is just absolutely gorgeous. It's beautiful. You can see in some of these shots, it's super thin, super sleek. The touchpad is nice. The mouse is super responsive. I can use the pen and make some edits and things like that you can see. It's just, I'm not used to like the hotkeys in PowerDirector and Kinemaster, whereas in my MacBook Pro, I really can kind of wield the power of the hotkeys. So it's just something that's a little bit slower to get into. My editing has gotten longer when I've gone to a Pixelbook, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just I got to get used to what those hotkeys might be. The biggest point of frustration that I have with filming everything mobile the way that it is just getting the audio set up. The Pixel 3 XL runs hot. It pops constantly, even when I have the volume turned all the way down on my mics. I'm going to show you here in a second when I filmed a little bit in my Jeep. There's no microphone on that. I was just using what they had in the phone. So needless to say, you just kind of have to pick your battles when it comes to the audio. That's kind of the biggest point of frustration that I've had so far with all of this. From a quality perspective, the video I think looks great. I think you can get away with it, definitely for me, and I'm a perfectionist. But the thing that I want to do is I want to make sure that I can get those nice, smooth, really nice slow motion type things. I want to get nice crispy audio when it comes to certain things. I want to get nice crispy shots for my B-roll. And I'm still learning to do that on a mobile device. So yeah, that's probably the biggest learning curve that I've had so far. If you're just getting started, this is definitely the way that I would go. And I'm just kind of showing you that you can do it with a Chromebook and a Pixel device. You could actually edit this video on a Google Pixel 3, but I have really big meat hands and that just doesn't work. So I might as well use the beautiful Pixelbook. So let's cut to the Jeep and show you what it sounds like there. Probably a little repetitive in some of that stuff. So this is significantly harder to turn the actual camera around. What you guys can't see is I'm holding the DJI Osmo Mobile 3 backwards. I literally have it facing me. The rear camera is facing me this way. In my last video, I talked specifically about how I wanted to use the Pixelbook and the Google Pixel 3 XL to make content. So some of the key feedbacks that I found before was I used the front-facing selfie camera when I was recording the A-roll or the main roll like you see here. Here's somewhat of the downfall. I actually have no idea if I'm in frame or not. So some of the weird nuancy things that you have to learn is pointing the Osmo Mobile away from you, what you guys don't see is I used my rear view mirror in my Jeep to see if I was even in frame, and I used the DJI Osmo app to see if I could make sure that it followed my face. So let's see. I mean, it feels like it did, not 100% sure. So these are some of the other little nuancy things that I learned. Another thing is I'm not using the microphone that I normally have, the Rode Wireless Go. I'm just using the phone's microphone. So yeah, not really sure how that's going to go. But this is kind of me, I guess, vlogging on the regular to show you that you can just use a Pixel 3 XL or a phone for that matter and a Pixelbook to do an edit. Now in this edit, I'm going to specifically use PowerDirector.
Okay, so I never actually did any of the editing on PowerDirector. And here's the reason why. I found PowerDirector just not work and not be conducive for everything that I needed it to be. Everything that I thought it could do, it didn't really do it that well, not to a point where I was really comfortable with it. So yeah, I wanted to do some stabilization. Nope, not for me. I can still do some speed ramping work and like up and down. Like it might be easier on PowerDirector. I just felt it looked better on Kinemaster. Another thing, when I imported some of the files into PowerDirector, when I recorded them, the audio didn't match, and I was like, oh, I thought maybe I had the bug again from the Pixel. That wasn't actually it. It was something wrong with PowerDirector. So now that I've said that, Kinemaster is probably the one that I'd recommend the most until like Adobe Premiere Rush, or I don't know if LumaFusion's thinking about it, but if you are LumaFusion, you know, drop your boy a comment or maybe a link and I might use the product. That's what I'm just saying. A couple quick hitters that I really love from Kinemaster and things that I hate. I love the fact that the color grading is okay. I haven't really color graded anything. I've changed the way that I capture it inside the phone. Everything you see here is shot on a phone and then edited on a Pixelbook. I find the UI from Kinemaster really, really nice to have. I wish it had a little bit better sound improvements because it's a little more echoey than I would really like to have. The Pixelbook has way more than enough horsepower to handle something like that, especially using Kinemaster. One thing that I wish it had though is, can we get the audio below the video timeline? That way I can see where I need to make my edits. That would be super beneficial. Can we please do that? The cropping is super easy, but I would really like it to have stabilization. So if that's something we could add in there, Kinemaster, that would be super nice too. So you've seen it kind of in action. I really like the little mobile rig that I have set up. This is something that I could see if I were going to another like Made by Google event. I could just crank out the content really, really super easy using a mobile device. Super easy content to use. I think once we start to get more full-featured things like Adobe Premiere and maybe LumaFusion or maybe Kinemaster does a lot of updates, then I think the Pixelbook is really good at replacing a lot of things for a majority of folks. Now there's folks that do more and more and more like really high-end stuff. Probably not, but for the average YouTube user or vlogger, more than enough. So yeah, let's just jump back into the video.
So that's it. And much like my first video, I'm filming this outro well before I've filmed any other B-roll or done any edits, so I have no idea if it looks or sounds good. Much like I plead before, please don't unsubscribe. Subscribe. Hit the bell. Smash things. I don't know. Just be kind to people. So that's it. That's all I have. As always, like, share, subscribe, thumbs up. Leave a comment below. We will see you next time.